original iPhone's name was a continuation of what Apple started when it released its iMac computer 9 years prior, with the I insinuating internet connectivity. Wow. So it was a natural fit for a phone that Apple touted as being able to access the internet seamlessly. This is just so cute. In 2008, 3G connectivity was relatively new, so Apple saw an opportunity to highlight the new model's support for it by calling it the iPhone 3G, which offered much faster data speeds than the original. Apple's next device was the third iPhone, but it would have sounded kind of weird to follow the iPhone 3G up with iPhone 3 or iPhone 3G2, Final Fantasy style. So instead, we got the iPhone 3GS, which, although I've been holding this for a while, this is actually the 3GS, with the S standing for speed. Its network connectivity wasn't any faster, but it had a more powerful CPU. But after the success of the 3GS, the paradigm was set to use the letter S to indicate a souped-up revision of a base model phone. So in 2011, we got the iPhone 4S. But this time, the S officially stood for Siri, as this was the first model to feature Apple's virtual assistant. Apple stuck with this tick-tock cycle for the iPhone 5 and 5S, but this is where things took a bit of a turn. The iPhone 5S launched alongside the iPhone 5C, which was a lower-end device sold at a lower price point, being that the C stood for color. But the phone flopped due to consumers not particularly liking the less premium, unapologetically plastic feel, leading people to joke that the C meant cheap. So Apple was done using the C suffix for the time being, and the next generation brought us to the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. This is also around the time when we got the first iPhone SE, which I don't have with me today, which was a much smaller and quite different internally device than the other contemporaneous models. So Apple dubbed it SE Special Edition. The next year, we got the iPhone 7, and this is a 7 Plus. But instead of then releasing a 7S, Apple bucked that trend and skipped right to the iPhones 8, 8 Plus, and 10. Here's a 10. Then of course you have the fact that Apple released the 10 the same year as the 8, skipping the iPhone 9 altogether, with the iPhone XR, putting a letter that's pronounced as a number next to a letter that's actually a letter. Cool. However, unlike the C from the iPhone 5C, Apple said themselves that the R took inspiration from the world of high-end cars and doesn't actually stand for anything. This is also around the time where Apple confusingly switched from using Plus to using Max. Here's a XS Max to indicate a larger sized variant, which the company seems to have settled into for the iPhones 11 and 12. Oh, and they dropped the S in favor of Pro, like the iPhone 12 Pro Max.